I've been in real estate since 2007. I've been in the top 1% of the industry since 2017. I've personally sold close to 1,000 homes and I've probably walked through over 10,000. And if there's one thing I've learned with absolute certainty, it's this. Everyone's always waiting for the perfect moment to buy a home. But let me be real with you here. The spring market, it's not what most people think. Every single year for over 2 decades, the same pattern repeats again and again. It doesn't matter what interest rates are doing. It doesn't matter what the economy looks like. Spring brings competition, intense, stressful, and usually more expensive competition. So if you're a buyer holding off for a better time in the spring, you might want to rethink that. And if you're a seller that's assuming that that's your golden window, the data could tell you a different story. In this video, I'm gonna break down why waiting often costs you more money, why the market ramps up fast between March to July, and how to use the next few weeks to get ahead, whether you're buying, selling, or doing both. If that sounds good, let's get into it right now. You only get one chance to buy or sell your next home. Let's get it right. Hey, worth mentioning, my name is Darren, and I've been helping people just like you buy and sell real estate in the areas of South Surrey, White Rock, Surrey, and surrounding communities since 2007. We created this YouTube channel to give you all of the information you need to be successful in buying or selling in any of those communities, as well as information that's going on with the local BC real estate market. If you've got questions about the buying or selling process, you can reach out to me and my team by connecting with us in the link below in the description of this video. Okay, so we need to unpack what's really going on beneath the headlines and how to avoid one of the biggest mistakes that people make at this time every single year. Look, I get it. I understand why people wait. Buying or selling a home is a big deal financially, emotionally, and logistically. So, of course, it's tempting to wait until everything just kind of feels right. And where are they at this time? Well, they're thinking things like rates have come down and the weather is getting nicer. The kids are almost done school for the year. The flowers are blooming in the backyard. You've had time to see what the market does by the time the spring comes around. I hear this all the time, but here's the part that most people don't realize, and it's something I've watched play out year after year in real time, not just on a chart. That perfect moment that you're waiting for as a home buyer, so is everybody else. As soon as January is over and people shake off the holidays, they don't tiptoe back into the market. They rush in. It's a complete wave from mid-February through to the end of June. Buyer competition, showing traffic, and multiple offers all surge, regardless of what the rates or the economy is doing. And while I'd never pretend to predict the market with 100% certainty, one thing I can tell you after 18 years in this business is this: spring is not when you find leverage, it's when you compete for it. So here's what I want you to really think about here. In almost every year, like seriously, like the last 20 out of 20 years, the pattern stays exactly the same. Springtime equals pressure. It didn't matter if rates were 1.5% or 6.5%. It didn't matter if the economy was booming or shaky. Even 2020, the outlier year, just pushed that surge later into the year. But the pattern, it held. More listings hit the market, more buyers return, and competition completely explodes. I'm talking more multiple offers, tighter timelines, less room to negotiate, and yes, even higher prices. Right now in December, while most people are distracted in holiday mode or waiting for the new year, smart buyers and sellers are making quiet moves with way more leverage than they're gonna have in about 3 months from now. Hear me on this. It's the same cycle every year, but unless you've lived it, worked through it, and negotiated deals during it, you don't really see it until it's too late. And I'm not asking you to just take my word for it. I would never do that. But if you really want to understand how this plays out in the market you live in, just look at the numbers. Ask your agent, or if we're your agent, ask us to pull the data for yourself and ask for a month-to-month breakdown of the following. You want active listings. You want homes going under contract. You want days on market, all in your specific price range and neighborhood. And here's exactly what you're likely gonna see. You're gonna see lower inventory through the winter, a surge of new listings in February and March, and a massive spike in homes going under contract from March to June. Now compare that to what actually sells, not just what gets listed, and something is gonna jump out at you. The best homes, they do not wait around. They go fast. Why do they go fast? Because they are priced well and they are the best on the block. And usually you're not the only one that's paying attention to them. Therefore, they're usually going in multiple offers and almost always with fewer buyer-friendly terms. So if you're thinking, I'll just wait for better options in the spring, just understand this. You're not just competing with more homes, you're competing with more people for the exact same homes. Just look at the detached home prices in South Surrey as an example over the last 20 years and compare that to what people were asking. You'll notice a spike every single spring. Buyers are consistently paying more money for homes in South Surrey in the spring every single time. So let's flip this for a second. What feels like waiting for the right time might actually be walking into one of the most competitive windows of the entire year. And what feels risky, making a move now in December or January, might actually be the smartest way to get what you want on your terms. Because here's the truth. If a home is still on the market today, that seller isn't just testing the waters. They are motivated, and that gives you more room to negotiate, more time to think, more flexibility on subjects and terms, and in most cases, a better price than you're ever going to get in March. And think about this. When sellers are fearful, do you think that you're going to have more negotiating power as a buyer? Of course, absolutely. But when the optimism starts creeping back in, when more buyers show up and sellers start feeling a little more encouraged about the market and the conditions that are happening, that leverage slips away fast. They're not going to bend on price or terms when they know someone else is ready to offer. So based on where we're at right now and how tough the market has been this year, I'm not saying that a market crash is coming. I'm not saying that the prices are going to continue to go down. Far from that. I'm not going to predict the market. But if the market does pick up this spring the way a lot of us expect and the way that it is done consistently year over year, year after year, you might look back and realize this quiet little moment was actually your best shot. And again, look, no one can say what the market will do heading into next year. I can't, and I won't pretend to do it. But what I can tell you is after almost 2 decades, nearly 1,000 homes sold, and thousands of conversations with buyers and sellers, I can say this with complete confidence. Timing the market rarely works, but understanding it, that is where the advantage is. And right now, in this quieter window, there's an opportunity most people are going to miss just because they're waiting for what feels like normal. If you're thinking about buying or selling in the next 3 to 6 months, now is the time to get clarity. Not to rush, but just to understand your options before the spring rush hits. Because once the floodgates open, you're not calmly deciding anymore. You are reacting. So if you want to go into this next cycle with leverage instead of stress, reach out. No pressure, just the facts. I'll walk you through exactly what's happening in the neighborhood you're interested in so you can make the right move for yourself. And if you're curious about how the market is performing locally, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We break down the Surrey and White Rock stats every single month with real numbers, real neighborhoods, and real talk about what's actually going on here. And hey, listen, if you're still thinking about trying to time the market, you might want to check out this video that we've got coming up next, where we break down how investors use data and not emotion to make smarter moves. It's pretty interesting. I think you're going to like it. And the good news is that video is coming up right now. So I'll see you over there coming up next. Everyone thinks they can time the real estate market, but almost nobody gets it right. And here's the thing, real estate runs in cycles, and yet every time the market shifts, people act like it's brand new.